Well, hello, my name is Stephen Thomas, and this is such an exciting thing for me. This is the first time I'm ever stealth camping. I'm a little stealth camping virgin, and this is the first night that I'm going to be spending out in the bush, about 300 yards from civilization, but completely in the bush. Just have a look. I built a little boma, a little bush, what could you call it, booth. And so the first thing that I'm going to do while it's still semi-light is I'm going to bring all the leaves that I can find and pile them where I'm going to sleep. And that'll make, if you spend 5 minutes making your bed comfortable, you can gain hours and hours of comfortable sleep. So there is our deluxe single bed mattress. A very deluxe mattress made out of leaves. I'm so excited. Now I'm sure you'd like to see what equipment I brought along. That's always so exciting to see the stuff that people bring when they go stealth camping. Well, I hope I'm not going to disappoint you. But here it is, folks. La 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 la. That's it. Let me show you how quickly I can set up my camp. 1 second. I bet that's a stealth camping record. So what exactly have I got in here? Well, I've got a camouflage waterproof outer. I've got a light sleeping bag. Let's turn it the right way up. There we go. Okay. Hi. So it's about 2:33 in the morning. I had a beautiful, comfortable, warm night's sleep. But now I know that I'm not going to sleep anymore. So I'm going to make a little fire here. You can see this is an old fireplace. It's pretty protected, but you can see grass is growing here. So this hasn't been used for years. So we're going to give it a go and see if we can get a fire going. Everything's a bit damp, but let's try. So what we've got here is some methylated spirits, which I'm spraying this with. Let's see if we can get a fire going this way. So that seems to have worked quite nicely. You've got to be careful there's no fire hazard, so we're going to let that burn for a little while, and then I've got a toasted cheese sandwich which I'm going to put onto the coals. So that's doing nicely. So here's my tea. It's got a little bit cold, so let's just see if we can warm it up. So this kind of beats just lying around sleepless, because I know that I feel so well rested that I'm not going to be able to sleep anymore. And the sun gets up in about 2 hours time, so that's when I planned, when it started to get light, to go back home, because I feel the purpose of stealth is just to sleep the night. During the day you've got other things you want to do. So this is stealth camping, folks. 101. This is my very first stealth camp. I feel quite comfortable that I'm not irritating any folks. Look, I've got some spare tea to put out a fire if it got out of hand. So I think we could almost start putting those sandwiches on to get warm. And this feels really nice and cozy. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty safe. As I say, the one thing that folks, you see, it's got a wall around it, so it's protected from, nobody can see it. It's obviously 3 in the morning, but nobody can see the smoke. And there's nobody around here to see the fire. If there was, I've always got a little bit of protection. So let's move our sandwiches around. Toasted cheese sandwiches, or a poor man's jaffle iron. Never tried it this way, but why not? So we've got everything we look like we need here. I must say the night was totally uneventful, as I expected it to be. No visitors, no authorities, nothing unexpected, no wildlife, saw nothing move. I guess just one tick I found on me during the night, which I could just flick off. I guess a pair of gloves would be nice at this stage, but hey, this is pretty minimalist. So the whole idea of this fire is basically just to warm to toast our toasted cheese sandwich, to warm the coffee or tea in this case, and then to put it out. We don't want to create more of a fire hazard, and we're not doing it for the we're really not doing it for the, what can you call it, the bonhomie, the joy, the warmth. There's no reason for a fire except, as I say, to make ourselves a toasted cheese sandwich and to warm the tea. This is a little enamel cup. I'm glad I've got a metal cup, not a plastic one, so I can re-warm the tea from last night. Who needs a plate? We've got silver foil for the toasted cheese sandwich. And yeah, when this is all cooked, like it looks like it's doing fantastically, we'll see what it looks like. I think it may be time for a little turn. Let's see how the tea's doing. It's beginning to steam. Steaming. I need something like some piece of clothing to hold that hot cup now. So it's COVID time, and I guess, no, this is not actually a COVID thing. This is the bag for my mouth organ. So let's use that. Careful on the lips. But it's steaming. Wow, that is hot. Delicious. So the tea is working, warmed up nicely. Now I practiced stealth camping by camping in my back garden for a week. I must say it was a lot more unpleasant in the back garden because I have a lot of snails in my garden, and every time I'd roll over you'd hear crunch crunch. There goes the escargot, and now your sleeping bag and your waterproof covering is all covered with snail slime. So that was unpleasant. Whereas last night everything was dry, it was fine. There was no hohos, no bugs, no snails. One tick, okay. I'll check myself for ticks when I get home. So you see the fire's more or less done its thing. And I'm pretty sure that sandwich is nearly toasted. So as I say, I practiced for a week, and I think it's a matter of you've got to get used to things you're not used to. So I was not used to sleeping in my garden without a tent. I've slept in my garden with a tent, that was fine. In the tent, it's always fine. But without a tent, it's a new experience. That's the only thing I can say about it. And as a new experience, it can be, I guess, a bit of a frightening experience or whatever. It's just basically new. So let's see if we can get this fire, just burn these last pieces here. Just keep the home fires burning. There we go. Woof. So let's just put a bit of light while we eat our sandwich. I quite like this little spray bottle of methylated spirit. Did you see how easy it was to get that wood burning? I guess you could say, kids, don't try this at home. Well, the purpose is I already tried it at home. So the whole idea of the stealth camping was to try it somewhere else. Okay, so here is my cheese. Ooh, the cheese looks lovely. Look at that, how well melted that is. I don't know if you can see that delicious cheese tomato snackage. It really is pretty yummy. I don't know how well this video is going to turn out, but that melted cheese, tomato and onion. With quite a bit of salt and pepper. What could you ask for better? I could live on these types of sandwiches. It's got all your main food groups, your protein, your fat, your carbohydrates, your veggies. So you should, I guess I could ask, what more could one want? And I must say the stars have been so amazing. There was Orion's belt. I can see the Milky Way quite clearly. There was some bright, really bright star in which it looked like Scorpius constellation was. I think it's either Saturn or Venus, or maybe both, I don't know. But there was one really bright star. So I must say, having a skylight in my booth made a huge difference. Every time one woke up, you could just look at the stars. Saw a shooting star, saw some glowworms. I like preparing food beforehand, so you don't have to muck around in the dark. I think that's about all I can handle for now. That was delicious breakfast. One thing left to do. I've told everybody I was going to sing Kumbaya. I'm useless on a mouth organ, but I'm going to try. There, I've done it. So, I guess all that's left for me to do is to enjoy this fire until it burns out. And then I think I'm gonna, as it starts to get light, I'm gonna make my way home. And I really like South Africa. This is a great place to camp. The weather's been fine. If anything, I was a little bit too hot. I had to sleep virtually out of my sleeping bag. Just put that back on there to get warm again. I checked the weather so there'd be no rain tonight because I wouldn't have had the proper conditions to withstand a really good rain. Although it's not very stealthy to play a mouth organ, I think I'm far away from everybody else, and it's 3 a.m. in the morning, so I don't think anyone's going to notice. Famous last words. So, and I didn't play it very loudly, so You know, in South Africa, people are pretty tolerant. As long as you don't burn the place down, they don't really care that much. This is an old government piece of land. You can see this has never been used for years because it's all overgrown with weeds, and these weeds, you can see no fire's been over here for a long, long time. So South Africa is very tolerant in many respects. I guess when it goes bad pretty quick, but when it's good, most people just want to leave each other alone, which is the way I like it. I don't want to mess with anybody. I don't think anybody wants to mess with me. Nobody wants to mess with anybody. That's the way it should be. Obviously, if you start a fire, everyone's going to want to mess with you, as would I. So obviously that would impinge on everybody's property and rights. So I'm just burning out this last bit of firewood, getting it to burn out. Add one or two last bites of this breakfast sandwich. Still pretty melty. Try not to leave any garbage behind. The first time I've had a toasted cheese sandwich with a slightly smoky, almost tastes like a pizza that's been smoked. Well, breakfast was served. Well, I think I've done my first stealth camp. It was great. Really, I had a lot of doubts about how it would be. First of all, I thought it'd be really dark because there's no moon tonight. There should be one coming up, a sliver of a moon coming up soon, but it's not going to give any light. And yet one can see, I mean, not well, but one can see enough. So I've experienced stealth camping on the darkest night possible. And it wasn't too bad. So I guess I'm going to pack up and call it a night. Pour the extra tea on here.